Okay, guys, so we're cooking up another family fave, what I call a Mayoto, a make-your-own takeout meal. So I have a big old non-stick skillet, or you could use a large cast iron skillet. Either one works great. And we're going to start with a sauce that we're using as both a marinade and the finishing sauce for our teriyaki. Now, of course, you could just buy teriyaki sauce in a bottle. But once you build an Asian pantry, all of the ingredients, many of them, cross over. So you actually get a lot more bang for your buck if you make your own sauces. We're going to do 3, 4, 5, 6. About a 6 count to get 1/3 of a cup each of light soy sauce and dark soy sauce. What's the difference? Light soy sauce, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Light soy sauce is saltier and thinner. Dark soy sauce is sweeter and thicker. So when we marry them, they actually are already getting you off and running to the races with flavor. Now, black pepper's fine if that's what you have in the house. I love Sichuan pepper in this dish. I'm going to put a fat pinch of that in. A good teaspoon, teaspoon and a half. I really like spicy food, so I'm going to go bump that up a bit. What is Sichuan peppercorn going to do for you that black peppercorn cannot? Sichuan peppercorn makes you look like Angelina Jolie for a couple of minutes. It makes your tongue swell up a little bit. Your lips get plump. It's kind of sexy and fun. It's not necessary. You can use any pepper you have in the house. It's just kind of fun. It's also one of the 5 ingredients in 5 spice. Here's my weird twist on this dish. I married Chinese food that I love and Japanese food that I love from my childhood. I add 5 spice to my teriyaki. That is not traditional at all. It's just what my jam is. Now, 5 spice has cinnamon and star anise, all these great flavors. For me, I like to bump it up. So the pepper that's in there, I bump up by adding extra Sichuan pepper. And I bump up the cinnamon just a hair because I use smoked cinnamon. Smoked cinnamon is crazy. And it just smells like bacon made out with cinnamon, and they had a love baby. And then you ground it up and put it in a jar, and you can do anything you want with it. It's incredible. Now we're going to add ginger and garlic. When I go to peel fresh ginger, you should clean it with a teaspoon rather than a vegetable peeler because you're going to throw away half the ginger that you just bought. Once you get it all peeled up, whatever's left, keep it in the freezer. It grates up easily. And if you leave it in the fridge, eventually it's going to look like, I don't know, the witch that got the house dropped on her or something. It's going to be all gnarled up and moldy, and you're going to be like, what the heck was that? We're going to use a couple inches of ginger in our sauce. And I have 8 chicken thighs that we're going to marinate for about 20, 30 minutes. Doesn't need a ton of time. So you could use 8 thighs or 4 breasts or a dozen tenderloins. If you're using your grater, just remember to get it off of both sides of the grater when you drop it into your recipe. And then I'm going to flip the grater around and grate in our garlic. And 3 or 4 cloves. I'll put garlic in just about anything. That would have been a deal breaker. If I met a man that didn't like garlic, forget about it. I smell like a salami all the time. Okay, so now we've got our ginger and garlic. We're going to add a little sesame oil. Sesame oil is a flavoring. It's not something you should cook in. It's too heavy. This is toasted, super dark, nice toasted sesame oil. We're going to add in a little sprinkle of sugar, about 2 tablespoons of pourable light brown sugar. And then we're going to make a little slurry out of a couple of teaspoons of cornstarch as our thickening agent. That's just taking a splash of water, stirring the cornstarch into it, so everybody gets along. Then we whisk that together. And we pour in half of that mixture to the bag. Give it a smush. A smush and a gush. And let it hang out and marinate for, like I said, 20, 30 minutes. You're good. I have over here rice working. I have a steamer set up, ready to go. And I'm going to just steam off some broccolini that I've cut into large bite-sized pieces. Don't throw away the stem of the broccoli. Cut it into bite-sized pieces as well. Okay, guys, now we're going to take our chicken. And again, cast iron works great here too. And if you're going to crowd the pan, you can cook this in 2 batches. When we crowd a pan, you end up sweating the food instead of browning the food. So we're going to cook this in 2 batches. Okay, guys, so now we're literally flipping the bird. I know, 4th grade humor, whatever. So the rice is done. I turned it off. It's about 15 minutes if you're making basmati. If you're making brown rice, it'll take you about 30. And then you let it cool, covered though. Not cool really, but just kind of hang out for about 10 minutes and settle. I'm putting our broccolini into steam. And we'll slice up our scallions on a bias and just kind of zip through. Now remember, when we started the chicken, we took the chicken and put a little bit of our sauce, about 1/3 of our sauce, onto the chicken itself to marinate it. So I'm going to reheat the first 4 pieces that we browned in there. 8 pieces of thigh or 4 pieces of breast for 4 adult portions. Whisk together what's left of our light and dark soy. And that little bit of light brown sugar is going to shellac this as that cooks down. This looks really great. I think I'm kind of happy with this. I don't want all the sauce to go away on me. So I'm going to turn him down to just warm for a minute while we plate up here. Here's our rice. I always cook my rice in stock rather than plain water, adding a layer of flavor to it. Fluff it up a little bit with your paddle. Let's get our broccolini out. Time to get out of the sauna. Nice and bright and green and still crispy at the edges. Beautiful. Little pinch of fine sea salt. He's good to go. And now, my cuties. Oh, gorgeous. Yum and yum. Oh, it smells so good. I love a facial, but I like this even better. I love getting food facials where you just, oh man, look what I just made for dinner. It smells so awesome. It's my favorite kind of facial. Oh, the rest of the shellac. Your scallions. Adds a little flavor all around. Toasted sesame seeds. Yum. Plus, it's just fun to shake it. It's like a maraca. There you go. Make your own takeout. Yum.